more Mets injuries have come upon us, and it is now the most recent victim being former All Star second baseman Jeff McNeil. We are going to get into what is exactly wrong with him and all the other updates that are going on within the Mets roster injury wise, what players are on their way back, what players have gone down once again. I'm going to give you guys updates on everything that's going on right now, as there's a lot happening, and it is my job to update you guys. So here we are. What is going on? How's everyone doing? Welcome on into this new edition of Mets Digest with your host, Michael DeAngelo. As you see on the screen, we are at a little under 4,000 subscribers. I gotta ask that you guys please hit the subscribe button down below. Look, 60% of you guys watching these videos aren't even subscribed. Look, it's spring training. I get it. We're all getting our bearings here. I'm getting my bearings. You guys are getting your bearings. Players are too. We got to get back into the flow of things. So to keep up with everything New York Mets baseball, New York Mets news, hit that subscribe button down below. This is your one-stop shop for everything New York Mets baseball. Anything roster news, trade updates, trade rumors, injuries, any of that. All of that right here for you guys. So you guys don't have to go through scrolling through Twitter, Instagram, TikTok all day long looking for recent New York Mets news. I put it all here in one spot for you guys. So hit that subscribe button. As soon as we do 4K, as soon as we hit 4K, I'm going to do a big giveaway for you guys on my Twitter. I will drop my Twitter as soon as we hit 4,000, and I will be doing a giveaway for y'all. So let's get right into it, because we have a few things we need to cover. Recent victim of the injury bug. What else is new with this franchise? It comes from Jeff McNeil, our projected starting second baseman this year. He has a low grade right oblique strain. Basically the same injury that left-handed pitcher Sean Manaea has suffered so far this spring. And he will go 7 to 10 days without doing any baseball activities. He will definitely be missing opening day, and he will be probably sidelined for 3 to 4 weeks in total. Now, things could be a lot worse here, especially with the infield, because we have a lot of depth on the infield. Guys like Brett Baty, Luisangel Acuna Jr., or sorry, minus the junior, and Ronnie Mauricio are all guys who are expected to make impacts on the major league level this year. A guy like Jeff McNeil, who plays second base, all three of those guys can play second base that I just listed. And, a Band-Aid can be put on this in the meantime. Carlos Mendoza said that, it could be, this is a tricky situation. And it is. Obliques are very tricky. They are an injury that can linger around for a very long time. They could come back they could go away and come back during the middle of a season. And, this is something that you just have to be really cautious with. Jeff McNeil is no shy guy to injuries, throughout, his career so far. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen him play hurt throughout times. We've seen him limping around the bases, literally, after hitting home runs, just dealing with so many, knee injuries and hip injuries. It's nothing new for Jeff McNeil, and, it's already starting on that foot this season. So, but we are expecting big things from him. Obviously, after extending him on a 4-year contract, he did have a down year last year, hitting at around 238 average after winning the batting title the year before that. So it is what it is, and we will see who will be his replacement opening day to start off. Right now, the most likely candidate is looking like Brett Baty, who has been taking reps at second base for the first time, during spring and everything. And now he's expected to kind of be that utility guy on the infield, as well as Luisangel Acuna, who so far is hitting only 230 in spring training. He has 2 RBIs and 1 extra base hit so far this spring. So, we haven't seen anything too big out of him just yet, but, he's a young prospect. He's in our top 10 prospects still. And, we can't expect anything too big out of him. We had a very small sample size last year from what we saw from him. And, it takes guys take a little bit to ramp up in spring, and I'm not expecting still too much out of him, but he is expected to be that super utility guy, especially since he can play center field as well. And you have guys out there like Tyrone Taylor and Jose Siri, guys who are no shy guys to injuries at all either. Luis is gonna end up having a role on this team in some sort of fashion. We just don't know when that will be. We don't know if it'll be opening day, or we don't know whether it be after the first week when someone else gets hurt inevitably. But Ronnie Mauricio too hasn't really played in any spring training games just yet. We've kind of just seen him hitting in the cage, taking live BP and all of that good stuff. So I'm hoping that he could be back very, very soon because me as well as everyone else in the organization has extremely high expectations for what he can do. I think he should be the DH as well as a second baseman. If Jeff McNeil were to depart in some sort of fashion, I think Ronnie Mauricio should be the one to take that over. But that is just me. Moving on to a little bit better news besides that. Sean Manaea, who sprained his right oblique after his first or second start, or I think it was during live BP, he strained his oblique. He received a clean MRI result and began playing catch earlier this week, and his throwing progression has become. It has not been specified whether he would be out opening day or not. He would not obviously be the opening day starter. That will probably be going to Kodai Senga. But as the number 2 or 3 starter, we are expecting him to hopefully be back pretty soon. I'm not sure if he will make his first start or not. But like I said before, with obliques, you got to be very careful. And I think they should be very cautious with him, especially since Sean Manaea isn't the youngest guy out there. He's up to 33 years old now. You got to be very careful. It's a long season. And, with the way this pitching staff is built, it doesn't have a lot of star power. So you're going to need, guys like Sean Manaea and David Peterson to be at the top of their games all season long to help out this pitching staff because they just don't have those type of big names that can carry along a staff all season long while other guys are hurt. But in other news for the pitching staff, specifically in the bullpen, AJ Minter, who was coming back from hip surgery this offseason, made his spring training debut and, went perfect, sat at around 93 mile an hour with his fastball and 90 miles with his cutter. Nice movement to the pitch. And, it's a big step for his status opening day. We are really hoping he can be back because the bullpen needs their lefties. And so far, AJ Minter and Danny Young, I think, are going to be the two. I got to check myself on that. But, we're expecting AJ Minter to basically be our primary lefty coming out of that bullpen. And, coming off of last season, he has a lot of playoff experience and coming back from hip surgery. It's a slow and steady process to get him back up and going. I'm sure after a few more outings, he will be ready to go for opening day. As long as they're very cautious with him, the hips, it's just like an oblique too. Oblique is in your hip area as well. You got to be super cautious with it. He's coming back from surgery, and now has become a nice possibility that he could be ready for opening day. But other news from that in position players, I don't have a tweet for it, but Brandon Nimmo is back into the lineup today after receiving a gel injection on his knee, an issue that he was dealing with at the beginning of spring. But he received an injection on it and sat out a few days. Now he's back in the Mets lineup for the first time today, so we will see how he performs. And that is all I have for you guys here today on Mets Digest. Anything injury news? Hopefully I don't have to do any more of these injury updates because I don't obviously I don't want to see my guys hurt. But look, for now on I want to be doing updates on the roster and more rumors for you guys. Especially since with the injuries that trade talks are always going to be hot all the way up to the deadline. So hopefully there's more of that coming in. But that is all I have for you guys here today on Mets Digest. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so I can do the big giveaway for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody.